Chapter 92: A New World Rich Man is Born. Microsoft stock crashed. 6-7. At this time, 43 hours have passed since the second ban was issued by the United States. There are still 5 hours left before the 48-hour limit set aside by Google for mobile phone manufacturers. All major hardware vendors that cooperate with Beichin Technology are paying attention to this conference. Under the spotlight, Luo Yang, dressed in a black suit, appeared in front of everyone again. "Hello everyone, I am Luo Yang." Luo Yang glanced at the media present. Basically all well-known domestic media were here, and many overseas media were also present. Today's press conference is a response to some things that happened the day before yesterday. First of all, regarding several responsibilities of the United States, Beichin Technology said that this is completely slander. The United States launched a so-called ban on Beichin Technology without any evidence. This obviously violates the so-called spirit of the rule of law in the United States. Beichin Technology is very sorry for our friends and users who have been affected by the ban. Having said this, Luo Yang paused for a moment. Next, Beichin Technology will announce a few things coming. The main event is coming. 04 All the media present were perked up, and the cameras were all focused on Luo Yang. First, from the release of Beichin computer system on August 8 until now, Beichin Technology has not disclosed the specific number of installed machines, and the outside world has been very curious about it. On the other side of the live broadcast room, the major overseas giants who participated in the ban on Beichin Technology are also paying attention to this press conference at this moment. This ban on Beichin Technology can be said to have been planned for a long time, under the secret promotion of some thoughtful people. Major technology giants and the United States reached a cooperation agreement and finally launched this joint attack. Guy Chi, who was originally confident of winning, suddenly had a bad feeling when he heard Luo Yang's words. Sure enough, Luo Yang in the live broadcast room officially disclosed a shocking data. In 5 months, the global installed base of Beichin computer systems has officially exceeded 600 million units. It has become the second largest computer system supplier in the world. I believe this is an answer that satisfies everyone. The media at the scene stood still for a moment. Many people suspect that there is something wrong with their ears. Afterwards, everyone on the scene was in a frenzy. Damn it! 600 million users. This Tema already has 1/3 of Microsoft's users. It's true, it's not a lie to us, is it? Oh, buy it. Did I hear it right? Luo Yang said that Beichin computer system has 600 million users? An overseas media member exclaimed at that time. Dense barrage instantly filled the entire live broadcast room. In 5 months, it took away 1/3 of Microsoft's users. Beichin Technology is really on the rise. NB. With 600 million people, how much money can we make from this? Calculate it yourself. Assuming that all 600 million people install the ordinary version of the system, that is 299 yuan times 600 million. If you do not consider tax deductions, that is 179.4 billion. About 27.1 billion US dollars. Good guy, I'm so glad. The net profit in the past 6 months has already caught up with Microsoft. Nonsense. Beichin Technology already has 600 million global users, and its business is also benchmarking against Microsoft. It is normal for its net profit to catch up. The global user number announced by Microsoft in Millennium was 1.5 billion. Now Beichin Technology has 600 million users. Doesn't this mean that 40% of users have been lost? It's over. Microsoft's stock price is going to collapse. Run away. After everyone present took a deep breath, they immediately reacted and turned their attention to US stocks. After Luo Yang announced this news, in less than a minute, Microsoft's price, which was originally fluctuating around 1.6 trillion US dollars, instantly fell off a cliff, and this time, not even the entire Wall Street can save it. This is really bad news. Microsoft has lost 40% of its users. Based on the current stock price of 1.6 trillion, it may eventually fall below 1 trillion. Damn it! Damn Microsoft! It's my stock that has been covering up the loss of users. A Microsoft stock investor was yelling loudly at this moment. Not only him, there were more investors who held Microsoft stock, and their mentality was exploding at this moment. It's over, it's over. This is a huge disaster. It's a black Sunday. The red curve is like a sharp knife, rushing towards the price of $1 trillion US. Countless investors are placing crazy orders on the stock market, trying to sell their stocks. However, almost everyone knows the bad news, and no one is willing to enter the market to take over. The previous share price of $212 US per share has quickly fallen to $190 US, and it is still falling crazily. The mentality of Guy CI and Microsoft at this moment has completely exploded. Damn Luo Yang, you actually dare to smash the plate. Aren't they afraid of losing both sides? Both sides will suffer? We haven't been pressing harder. It's not like you don't know that Luo Yang is a lunatic who will seek revenge when he wants to take revenge. Fortunately, we reduced our holdings of some stocks in advance. Microsoft's major shareholders are secretly rejoicing. Just as investors have speculated, Microsoft is deliberately concealing the news of user losses, and Beichin Technology has not disclosed the installation data of Beichin systems out of the desire to make a fortune in silence. The two parties have reached some kind of tacit understanding. However, now with the pressure from the giants in the United States, Luo Yang has directly overturned the table. Go and ride the horse. I won't play with you anymore, just do whatever you want. The major shareholder 360 was able to obtain Microsoft's latest user data, and had secretly reduced its stock holdings long before that, and shorted Microsoft after the press conference began. Take advantage of short selling to make another round of profits, and a large number of US stock investors have become green leaks one after another. In the live broadcast room, Luo Yang, who announced the news, deliberately waited for a few minutes to give the market some time to digest the news. Even without looking, he knew that Microsoft's stock price had collapsed at this moment. This is his first gift package to Microsoft. He just wants to smash the plate. This time, Microsoft's stock price will be completely smashed by Luo Yang, and it will never return to the level of $1.6 trillion US. Similarly, if calculated only based on user scale, the market valuation of Beichin Technology at this time has reached $600 billion US. Considering the various businesses of Microsoft, Beichin Technology still has some gaps, and the conservative valuation is also $5,100 million US. According to this ratio, Luo Yang, who holds the most shares, is worth an instant $469 US and 75 cents billion. The bald man who was the world's richest man last year only had a net worth of $131 billion. In just a few minutes, Luo Yang's net worth has surpassed that of the bald man and directly became the new world's richest man. Chapter 93. My brother is the world's richest man. This is a moment remembered by history. 7 out of 7, not just Luo Yang, but everyone who cares has realized this. Luo Yang has become the new world's richest man. This news made countless people tremble. From the moment Luo Yang chose to publish Beichin system installation data, it meant that his status as the world's richest man was completely confirmed, just like what everyone called him when he held his first product launch conference. The old king has grown old and the new king has ascended. It's just that this transition of royal power took only 5 months. It far exceeded everyone's expectations. Originally, in everyone's minds, it would take Luo Yang at least several years to overtake Microsoft. As the largest shareholder, Luo Yang would only be able to become the world's richest man in a few years. In this alternation of the world's richest people, there are countless swords and swords lurking. During this period, Luo Yang led Beichin Technology to continuously achieve breakthroughs in the field of basic software. Faced with the pursuit and interception of the United States and major technology giants, they fought bloody battles. In the end, Luo Yang finally ascended to the throne of the world's richest man. The media at the press conference realized that they had witnessed a historic moment. This is a new world rich man. And he is from the Dragon Kingdom. For media who are familiar with Microsoft, information about its founder has quickly come to mind. In 1995, the founder of Microsoft Corporation in the United States, Gary Gates, successfully became the world's richest man by virtue of his holdings of Microsoft shares. His personal wealth was $12.9 billion US. This year, Gates loved it. After a lapse of 25 years, the personal computer operating system once again created the second world's richest man. On December 27, 2020, Luo Yang, the founder of Longhua's Beichin Technology, successfully became the world's richest person that year with 93.95% of his shares. His personal wealth is conservatively estimated at $469.75 billion US. This year, Luo Yang is 22 years old. Luo Yang became the youngest billionaire in the world. He is also the fastest person to become the world's richest man. Whoosh! Everyone at the press conference stood up, including domestic and overseas media, and started applauding at the same time. This is a tribute to a man who started from scratch and became the youngest billionaire in the world, and all Beichin Technology employees also fell into madness. Damn it! Mr. Luo has become the world's richest man. We have witnessed a historic moment, and this scene will definitely be remembered in the annals of history. I am one of the first batch of veteran employees of Beichin Technology. When Brother Luo founded Beichin Technology, the fortune teller said that Brother Luo was the reincarnation of Xiweixing, and his status is extremely valuable. Now it has really come true. F***K. F***K. I don't know what to say anymore. Also falling into madness were Han Feng, He Siyuan, and the employees who held the original shares of Beichin Technology, based on a valuation of $500 billion. Han Feng and He Siyuan, who each hold 3% of the shares, have a net worth that instantly exceeded $15 billion. They are both tied for the 70th place on the world's richest list. They are also ranked 12th on the domestic rich list. The total value of the 0.05% original shares previously sold by Beichin Technology instantly soared to $250 million. This is a winner's party. As far away as the United States, Nasdaq's technology stocks were affected at this moment and fell across the board, and Microsoft's stock price is even more eye-catching. The stock price has plummeted to $16 billion. On Wall Street, people with red eyes are already queuing up on the rooftops of securities companies. They are still holding smartphones in their hands, which display the latest stock price of Microsoft Corporation. Because of Microsoft's concealment, the panic in the market has been infinitely amplified at this moment. According to data released by Beichin Technology, Microsoft's total market value is expected to evaporate by $600 billion, and is likely to fall directly below the $1 trillion mark. This means that Microsoft's stock price will plummet from $212 per share to about $132 per share. It's over, it's all over. All my wealth. Daisy, see you in the next life. The stock investor on the rooftop is like a gambler who has lost all his wealth. Boom, a touch of red bloomed on the ground. Dang. Dang. Dang, the church bells in the distance rang, filling the sky above Wall Street, as if ringing the death knell for the gamblers. At the press conference, Linya, who was wearing a black lady's suit, her beautiful eyes full of admiration, looked at Luo Yang's back longingly. This is her boyfriend. He is also the person she wants to entrust her whole life to. Every time she thinks of the meeting between the two, Linya has an unrealistic feeling, as if this is just a dream. She was afraid that when she woke up, Luo Yang would no longer be around. Backstage at the press conference, director Lu from Fuda was also applauding happily. Isn't the golden scale just a thing in the pond? It turns into a dragon when it encounters the storm. Luo Yang, we have finally reached this point. Sioux City, Lin's real estate.I in the antique chairman's office, Linya's father, Lin Fugua, was completely free of dissatisfaction at this moment. My prospective son-in-law has already become a millionaire in the world, and I only have my daughter as my confidant. What else is there to be dissatisfied about? Beijing, somewhere headquarters, Yang Ming looked at Luo Yang in front of the live broadcast room, and suddenly felt that things were different and people were different. In front of his desk, there is a picture hanging. Fish are leaping into the sea now. Flowers are blooming in the sky on the other shore. In other parts of the capital, people who had met Luo Yang at a private party not long ago were all excited at the moment. The Wang family father and son looked at the high-spirited Lin Yang, and suddenly had the feeling that talented people have emerged from generation to generation, and each has been leading the way for hundreds of years. Major state-owned enterprises, several major families, internet suppression, byte jump. The same scene is happening everywhere. Then in the courtyard of Hohai, Lao Luo looked at his son and was already in tears with excitement. And Luo's mother was already crying. This is their son. This is their pride. Luo Man was also holding the piggy doll blankly, looking at his brother in the live broadcast room. His little head was full of admiration. My brother is the world's richest man. The official live broadcast room of Beichin Technology on the Huya platform. Countless barrages made the live broadcast room laggy AF***K. I don't know what to say anymore. Beichin Technology is really stepping up to the plate, and Mr. Luo is really stepping up too. A net worth of $460 billion. I can't count how many zeros are behind it. This great genius who became famous at a young age has achieved something that others cannot achieve in a lifetime in just 5 months. At this moment, all I have left in my heart is the emotion of worship. Boom! The heavy rain poured down and rewarded 1,000 rockets during Beichin Technology's live broadcast, Di Hao Zhao. Come and collect the treasure box. Hundreds of millions of comments broke out, and the entire live broadcast room suddenly went dark, even though the original Huya supervisor had mobilized the entire platform's servers in advance. He was still unable to hold on to the last moment. The server was completely overwhelmed by the huge flow of people and collapsed. The reason is also very simple. There were nearly 150 million people watching Huya's official live broadcast room. However, shortly after Luo Yang announced the news, the number of people instantly increased to 300 million, and it is still increasing rapidly. Quick! Fix it for me! Huya, who was in charge of the official live broadcast room, instantly felt that his whole body was about to explode. At such a historic moment, the live broadcast room actually exploded. It's over. The Huya platform server, which has gone through several turmoils, is still not guaranteed at the end of the day. Chapter 94: Semiconductors will emerge in the future. 7 Newton meters domestic lithography machine is about to be mass-produced. Intel's crisis. The news that Luo Yang became the richest man in the world has spread in a very short time. The applause at the press conference lasted for a long time, and everyone's face turned red with excitement. This is a moment that will be remembered forever. Facing the crazy pressure from many giants in the United States and the expectations of the people of the Dragon Kingdom, Luo Yang lived up to expectations and made Microsoft see blood at the first sight of his sword. If you provoke Luo Yang, you will die. With just one message, Luo Yang successfully caused Microsoft to evaporate $500 billion. Then comes the second news. I personally feel very sorry for the ban imposed by the United States. For customers whose overseas business is affected by the ban, Beichin Technology will launch the following activities. Users who have purchased the Beichin system can continue to activate as long as they retain their original activation code without replacing the original computer motherboard. This event is permanently valid. This event is also valid for Beichin Office software and Beichin database series. This article is aimed at the second ban in the United States. Some are computer system users, and some are state-owned enterprise database and server system users. Microsoft can steal customers, and Beichin Technology can still win them back. The media present breathed a sigh of relief. According to this situation, companies engaged in 363 overseas business in the future are likely to use both Win system and Beichin system versions at the same time. Third, we have launched a solution for the so-called identification program launched by Intel and Beichin Technology. Currently, Beichin Technology has launched update patches for all major system versions. After updating the system, you can still use the Beichin system normally. The applause started again. I knew it would be impossible for Intel to rely on software to restrict Beichin Technology. Sure enough, Beichin Technology is even better in terms of software. The identification program was cracked in 2 days. Beichin Technology is really NB. Ha! Intel is slapped in the face now. On the other side, after the official live broadcast room was repaired, barrage swept through again. This time, Huya directly received help from Beichin Technology. The cloud server under Egrid Cloud instantly took over the huge pressure from the official live broadcast room, not to mention 300 million people. Even if there are another 300 million people, Bai Luyan can sustain it. Don't forget that the Spring Festival Gala has hundreds of millions of viewers every year. The Intel executive in front of the live broadcast room was already livid. Siate! Can't those programmers in the software department put more pressure on Beichin Technology? They didn't even last 48 hours. What the executive didn't know was that it actually took Luo Yang less than 24 hours to complete the crack and write an update patch at the same time. Ants executives had a wry smile on their faces. This joint banning operation was enforced by a direct order from the United States, otherwise and would likely lose the authorization for the x86 architecture. Luo Yang will definitely not give up. There will definitely be tricks behind him. Luo Yang's continuous attacks have already disrupted the attacks of the Winter Alliance. Next, Luo Yang will launch a strong counterattack. Chips and operating systems are always inseparable. In view of a series of sanctions imposed by overseas chip manufacturers, Baichun Technology decided to make its own chips after considering it from a long-term perspective. The media in the audience held their breath for a moment. Another big news, Baichun Technology is making chips. Not long ago, Baichun Technology has reached a cooperation agreement with the government, investing a total of 10 billion yuan to completely acquire the technology development teams of Lungsan and Lungda Jiutian, as well as all the patents of the two major companies in the semiconductor industry. With these two technical teams as the core, plus other semiconductor technicians recruited by Baichun Technology officially established a wholly owned subsidiary, Future Semiconductor. The Future Semiconductor business will cover the three major areas of EDA software, chip architecture research and development, and chip design. The initial registered capital of Future Semiconductors is 1 billion yuan, but the first phase of funds Baichun Technology plans to invest in the semiconductor industry has exceeded 30 billion yuan. In the next few years, Baichun Technology will continue to inject capital into the semiconductor business. The semiconductor business will become the focus of Baichun Technology. At the same time, I also announce good news to everyone. Luo Yang smiled at this moment, which made the foreign media at the scene feel a little uncomfortable. During this period, through the joint research of 5 experts from the Dragon Academy of Sciences and the efforts of the technical team, coupled with the huge scientific research funds provided by Baichun Technology, the current Future Semiconductor has successfully developed a new chip architecture, which is currently in progress. In the follow-up testing, we expect to see you all within 3 months. Not only the chip architecture, Future Semiconductor is also designing chips based on this architecture. At the same time, the EDA software has also made a huge breakthrough and is undergoing final testing. Boom, the people present were shocked again. No one expected that Baichun Technology would be fine if it didn't take action, but it would be like a thunderbolt if it did. Longxin, Longda Jiutian. All of them were actually acquired. Most media workers are familiar with the major domestic chip companies and naturally understand the weight of Baichun Technology's words. The two major companies are both semiconductor companies that are supported by Dragon State. Being able to poach the technical teams of these two companies means that Baichun Technology has received official recognition, and more importantly, the newly established Future Semiconductor has developed a new chip architecture. If what Baichun Technology says is true, then the semiconductor industry will completely change, one reporter muttered outside the live broadcast room. The expressions on the faces of executives from Intel and were already stiff. The emergence of semiconductors in the future will bring them a huge crisis. However, Baichun Technology's counterattack doesn't stop there, Luo Yang continued. In addition to establishing Future Semiconductor, Baichun Technology has also reached a strategic cooperation with Xinjiang Microelectronics. Baichun Technology has become the second largest shareholder of Xinjiang Microelectronics by taking a shareholding. After receiving the funds injected by Baichun Technology, the research and development of domestic lithography machines has accelerated rapidly, and it is expected to be available in advance in 3 months. The production process has reached 28 nanometers. In addition, through multiple light refraction processes, domestic photolithography machines can complete the production of 7 nanometers processed chips. At the same time, Xinjiang Microelectronics is already working hard to develop a higher precision multiple photorefraction process, and it is expected that the highest precision can reach 3 to 5 nanometers. The atmosphere at the scene suddenly stopped for a moment. 7nm chip technology, domestic photolithography machine, damn it, the next second, the whole place was in an uproar.